Hi, Mark Hinchliffe here, and today we're taking a step back in time. I'm here with Gordon Wallace, who is a nut for the old CB750, and weren't we all? Remember in the day when they used to sell them, they'd turn them on, they'd put a glass of water on there and it wouldn't rattle or fall off. So tell me, how did you get into them?
Originally Honda 4s back in the 70s.
Yeah?
Yeah, after having a few old British bikes, I found I needed something reliable, and the rest is history.
You didn't need an oil drip tray underneath?
No, I needed, what was the theory they used to use? A bank book, and I used to kick the tyres to tune it up to make sure that they had air in them. So that was the days, and I have to admit that in modern times, having restored them, they're still the same.
Okay, now look, I've had a look at the book of photographs of all your bikes, but you've come back to the CB750. Why is that?
Oh, probably a bit of luck. Reliving my youth, I guess, and I did a bit of research, and I wanted to rebuild a bike. If I wanted to just jump on and ride to Sydney, an old classic bike, it had to be something reliable, and of course, consequently Honda 4s, we grew up with them, and most modern Japanese bikes are reliable. So.
Now you've made some of these, in fact Goldie, which I believe is your favourite, that's the one you're hanging on to.
Goldie,
you made it from parts?
Absolutely.
So where did you get the parts? Just
originally networked with a few Honda 4 clubs guys when I was in the club, but mainly swap meets. Yeah. So I hunt around and yeah.
And what about getting parts these days?
Internet.
Is it easy?
Absolutely. Probably easier than it's ever been. I reached a stalemate probably about 2005 where you get up to every swap meet and you come home with nothing, or they want too much money for it. So consequently eBay now has replaced that, and there seems to be a whole generation worldwide of motorcycle restoration, and Honda 4s are one of those things that parts are reasonably available for.
And consequently people are actually making parts.
Absolutely,
for them,
yes,
aren't they?
yeah.
They'd be expensive though, wouldn't they?
Oh yeah, example, that's a brand new tank, and there's a Honda box that it came out of, and same as all these parts here, these come from Vietnam actually. They're Honda, made under Honda license agreement, I believe. But yeah, the rims are actually, they're the original DID rims, but they're from Indonesia. But you buy them through like a Honda site.
Okay, so if you're like me and you've really got a thing for these old bikes, what tip would you give me in buying one first? What should I be looking for?
If you want to restore something, just look for something that's basically all there. The hardest thing is if bits and pieces are missing, that's when it gets hard to try and find parts. That's just the way I'd see it. So try and find something that's sort of all.
Okay, so if you didn't want to do a CB750, what are some of the other bikes that you think will retain good value when you finish with them?
Hard question, Mark. I'd be looking myself at what bikes were popular to our generation back in the 70s and 80s, and there's probably a few there. You do a bit of research on Bike Point to see what they're worth for a start, and just see what machines you can get that you can still get parts for. There are some that might have been great bikes, but they're very, very difficult to acquire bits and pieces for.
Okay, you've got Goldie out there in the garage, which you're keeping, and I believe you've got a Z900 as well, which you're keeping. Why is that?
Because they have emotion to both those machines, and the 900 Kawasaki came about from a deal I did with my best friend from Sydney, who we went to school together. And I restored my number 2 K2, which he fell in love with, and he wanted to swap me for a 900 because he's like myself, he's into Kawasaki 900s, and he had one too many. Okay. Goldie came about as a personal challenge after my wife used a picture of myself back in the 70s on my original gold 70s well-used Honda 4, and I decided there's a bit of a dedication, I'd build one and I'd keep it.
Okay, well, they're a running order?
Absolutely.
How about we go and turn them on? We don't have to kickstart them. They do have the kickstart, but they have the magic button as well. How about we give them a ride and see how we go?
What a great idea.
I've never ridden a CB750. Let's go. fun. They feel different to a modern bike, don't they?
Absolutely. Yeah.
They don't have brakes, they don't
ABS, but they got soul.
they've got soul, that's
Yeah.
the thing. That's the thing, you feel it in here, don't you?
Absolutely.
And
Just
in
that
the,
sound.
and in the seat of the pants. Okay, well there you have it, CB750. Go out and buy one. You might have to get it in pieces, but a guy like this might be able to help you turn it into your dream.